Top Gun Maverick becomes the biggest Memorial Weekend box office opening in cinematic history, and maybe, just maybe, the greatest sequel of all time. Here's my review of Top Gun Maverick. First off, I saw this in both IMAX and Dolby, and I gotta say, the experience was better in Dolby. Out the gate, Hans Zimmer's pulsating score included those classic, nostalgic, feel-good standards from the original Top Gun, the soundtrack of many of our lives. Oh, breathtaking soundtrack. The basic premise is Pete Maverick Mitchell is a naval dinosaur living in a hangar on base in the middle of the Mojave Desert. He's been looking forward to this day. They do an expedition on the Mach 9, but finds out that the program is being cut by the Pentagon, which will ground his team. So Maverick proves that he can reach Mach 10 in this old aircraft and save the program. But if you know Maverick and his ego, you can guess what happens next. He pushes the aircraft past its capabilities and crashes in somewhere USA. And there's a really funny scene after that. Maverick hasn't been grounded by now because his living guardian angel, Admiral Tom Iceman Kazansky, reprised by Val Kilmer, has been saving his butt. By the way, Val Kilmer looked so good. Seeing him on the big screen again, especially in this remake, was so emotional. Like the first time I saw it, when I saw it in Dolby, the audience applauded, and I really hope that he knows he's loved. Artificial intelligence designed by tech company Synopsis generated a replica of Val's voice that read his lines. As you may know, Val Kilmer has been fighting throat cancer for 8 years. So seeing him on screen was powerful and emotional. It was so great seeing him, and he looked so good. Ed Harris plays Rear Admiral Chester Hammer Kane, who's about to sanction Maverick for stealing this military aircraft and crashing it. But Iceman recommends Maverick to train the Top Gun aviators for this secret mission that they've been working on. John Hamm plays Admiral Bo Cyclone Simpson, who is overseeing this deadly mission. He's itching to discharge Maverick for good, once and for all, but out of respect for Iceman, he does. Maverick's reluctant to agree to this impossible mission. 1, because he's not a good teacher. 2, because he's not good at following orders. 3, because these aviators might not make it back alive. And 4, because one of the aviators is his late best friend's son, Lieutenant Bradley Rooster Bradshaw, played by Miles Teller. Maverick thinks Rooster resents him for Goose's death from the original Top Gun, played by Anthony Edwards. But he's actually mad that Maverick pulled his papers and prevented him from advancing in his career. He set him back 4 years. So Maverick begins teaching the program using different unorthodox methods to pull this team together in this short amount of time to get them prepared to survive this mission, and how to be better naval officers, especially better than he ever was. And that's why Iceman knew he was perfect for this mission. It's time to pass the torch, which is the larger theme of this film. Maverick, finally, after all this time, is willing to sacrifice himself for his team. But they're fast learners because they put it all on the line to save him. And he can finally retire from the Navy and the aviator program, knowing it's in good hands with a new generation of elite aviators. The last hour of this film is so emotional. I'm talking about a roller coaster of emotion. If you don't shed some tears, I don't know what to tell you. And you feel like you're in the cockpit for most of it. I don't know. It just feels like you're on this mission with them. This film. Miles Teller was great as a mature serviceman with legacy in the Top Gun program. He was believable as Goose's son. He even favors Anthony Edwards in this film, not just for the mustache, which I really didn't like necessarily, but it worked. He was pivotal to the torch passing message, which is prevalent in this film. And I think John Hamm was exceptional. He was so convincing as a career serviceman and admiral, and he never let up on Maverick. I'm glad that they didn't give him some soapy closing either. I mean, they left him in character, and I love that. His character didn't have to grow, but Maverick did. Tom Cruise was fantastic in this film. The passion and realism in his facial responses to the oxygen levels and wind impact and throttling and all of the other impediments involved in operating an F-18. I mean, I was blown away. There's this one scene where Maverick's in the milkman uniform, the white naval uniform. I mean, come on. He's still got it. Tom Cruise is the greatest movie star on the planet, the GOAT. And Christopher McQuarrie crafted this screenplay to perfection. I mean, he might be the best at writing characters tailored to Tom Cruise. And the supporting cast, all of the supporting cast members were fantastic. Jennifer Connelly, Bashir Salahuddin, Monica Barbaro, Charles Purnell, Jay Ellis, Glenn Powell, the entire cast. Everybody was great. And I think director Joseph Kosinski, he did such a phenomenal job across the board. I think we can all agree that this is his greatest film yet. Kosinski gave us extremely intense sequences that included these captivating aerial maneuvers and these mountainous curves and skydives and turbulent rocks or shakes. I mean, the experience is so immersive. He shot this one scene where it's snowing and the backdrop had these rich, vibrant hues of greenery, but with this frothy texture. I mean, it's tensive because you're on enemy soil, but it felt so celestial in a way. This is arguably the best remake in history, if not the greatest one plucked from the 80s archive. I highly recommend seeing Top Gun Maverick in the theaters at least once. You'll enjoy every second of this 131-minute runtime, and it's rated PG-13. On a grading scale, I rate Top Gun Maverick an A. See it in theaters for the best experience. Again, I saw it in Dolby and IMAX. The production of Top Gun Maverick employed over 10,000 people, many of whom are gig workers and union workers, and a lot of this film was developed, produced, and filmed during COVID. Thank you to all of the people who worked on this film. What an experience. What a joyride. If you stuck around this long, thank you so much. I certainly appreciate you. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing. And until next time, peace.